today's episode. So, I'm going to talk about the word opportunity. Now, opportunity is a common word really in our everyday life. We have small opportunities or big opportunities. What actually is opportunity? Opportunity in the Google dictionary, a time or set of circumstances that makes it possible to do something. A time or set of circumstances that make it possible to do something. So means opportunity could be at a time, or it could be because of certain things that are happening. So you have the opportunity to complete something or to do something. Now I want to talk about the positives and the negatives of opportunity. Because there are positives and negatives. And then there are opportunities, of course, that you should take. There are also opportunities that you shouldn't take. But how do you differentiate between those opportunities that you should take, those opportunities that you shouldn't take? Some opportunities, they may be positive and they may be able to change your life, but maybe it's not something that you should take, because there are a lot of things to consider when you're taking opportunities. The positives of opportunity and when you should take it. In my opinion, I give you an example of what happened to me. I have been working in the company and I'm the manager. So I have employed a lot of staff. I take care of a lot of staff. So I know the company pretty well and I know the job scope. And of course, being the manager, you would need to know everything there is to know about the company and your staff's job scope. I went along to this HR recruitment program. We were trying to recruit more staff, more local staff. So what we had to do is we're going to go to universities and we do an interview. So basically what would happen is they'll come with us for a work placement, for internship for 6 months. And then after the 6 months, they can sign a contract with us. They can convert to a permanent staff. So I thought this was a great program. And my HR asked me to come along with them. Once we got there, we were greeted by the university staff. And they said that we had to do a talk, like a 10-minute talks before everything started. I was just minding my own business, just setting up my table, sitting down. I overheard the conversation, of course, because the room is not really that big. You can hear everybody. So then after the representative went, the HR came to me and said, okay, Mohaini, we have to do a 10 minutes talk. So I'm going to leave this to you. Just talk about our procedures and the work environment and stuff like that. Then I said, hang on a second. I've never done this before. What am I supposed to say? It's like, oh no, you'll be fine. You just talk. I'm like, for 10 minutes? It's like, I don't know what to say in front of hundreds of students. I'm just a manager. I have a lot of staff, but I know them like personally and I know what I want to say. It's like, oh, it's okay. If you don't want to do it, it's fine. I can do it. Did I make the right decision? And then the HR came back to me. But I think you're very suited to just talk to them, because since you're the manager and you have a clear language and people can understand, why not? You should give it a try. So in that split second, I thought, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to give it a try. I didn't even have time to prepare. It was just literally like 5 minutes, 3 minutes. The person came in, okay, we're ready for you. So I just went in there. I just took a deep breath and then I just went for it. And then I was just talking, giving the speech, how I ended up working in that company. And then before you know it was 10 minutes. My HR was like, you need to wrap it up. So after that opportunity. The representative from the university thought that it was a great talk. And my HR also said, no, it's really good. You sound like you always do this. I think that was a starting point for me. Starting point that I wanted to talk. I wanted to talk. I wanted to motivate. And I think at that point, I started to understand the difference between manager and someone who influence you and being a leader. So after that day, I felt really great. And until this day, I will never forget it because I never done anything like that before. So it really built my confidence, and that's just, a really great example of a positive opportunity because it really not only helped me with my work life, my career, it also just generally helped me develop myself. Even though I felt that, I had no prep, but it just felt in my gut feeling, you know what, I can do this. I'm just going to step up there and go for it. It was just in that gut feeling. And then, of course, go on into the negative. I also have an example of a negative. Nobody's perfect, everybody makes mistakes. So, this is much early on in my life. Like, probably I was like 6 or 7. After school, when you go into the shops, like a tuck shop or as in Malaysia, they say kedai runcit. There's always an uncle taking care of the shop, and they have like the sweets, the snacks, and as kids we love sweets and snacks. One day after school, I went to the shop. The uncle just was there, and then suddenly he just wasn't around. I was asking for something, and then nobody was answering me. I looked around, and there was no one there. Back then it was the 90s, not really big on CCTV and everything. Then I had an opportunity to take whatever it is I wanted because nobody was watching. Now, I'm pretty sure you'd agree with me. As a young child, you maybe most of you or a lot of you, I'm not saying everyone, would have done the same thing as me. And I think you can guess what I did. I took my favorite snacks and sweets, I just put them in my bag, and then I left. Now, that is an opportunity that a negative one and something maybe I shouldn't have done. Not maybe, I shouldn't have done it. But the opportunity was there. And it was up to me to decide whether I take the opportunity or not. Now, morally, I shouldn't have done it. But back then, I thought, why not? These people got a lot of money. I'm just gonna take just for today. Tomorrow I'll come and pay for all the things again. It's like, oh, I think God is giving me a break. I can get it for free. But of course, now I'm grown up and older, and I know that it's wrong, and opportunities like that exist, but it doesn't mean you take it. How do we know what to do when we get the opportunity? Do you ever find yourself not knowing what to do? I don't know about you, but when it's me, when the opportunity comes, it's all coming at once, left, right, center. So I'm always left confused. Which one am I supposed to take? Or am I supposed to take it? And then it gets me confused. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Which one is the right one? Should I do it or not? Or maybe this is just God telling me that I need to wake up and see the world, not just sit around and wait for things to happen. I give you an example of how I made an opportunity happen. I was working in the company for 7 years. Around about 5.5 years, I told myself that I had enough. I was already bored of it. I felt I couldn't develop. Sometimes opportunity comes all at once, and sometimes it just doesn't come at all. So I tried, the normal way, applying for job, trying to look for a new job. What am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? Uh, but it was just wasn't happening. But I was asking myself, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I've already sent resume. I did this. I did that. But now I know that that's not enough. But back then I thought that was it. I was supposed to do that, but nothing's happening. I think I'm supposed to stay here. But one day I just thought to myself, you know what? If I want things to change, I have to make it happen. I have to open the doors. So I decided I'll go back to my roots. I was thinking to myself, you know what? I used to love coaching kids, playing sports. So that's what I did. I searched for any initiative, any companies that were doing this. And then finally, I found a few. And then I took to the next step where I not only emailed them, uh, but I actually called them. I went to see where the office is, and I just really wanted to get it going. Eventually, I got the job as a part time. So of course, I wanted to test out. Uh, I did it as a part time every weekend, and I loved it. I did it every weekend for 6 months until I decided this is it. Actually, I love my weekend job more than my everyday job, my main job. So that was for me a sign. I went to the boss for my part time job and I asked him, I said that, look, I'm looking to do this permanently and I would really appreciate it if there was an opportunity, you let me know. First, he straight away told me that I cannot afford you. You're working in a corporate company. This is just a small company. I cannot match your salary. And then I told him straight away, it's okay. I just want to know what is your package. I want to know how we can negotiate, what else we can do to make this happen, to make it work. I want to know. We went for a meeting. He drew up a package and explained to me the package. And then furthermore, I straight away asked him, okay, so I'm obviously in a big position, my corporate, and I know you're a small company, but I'd like to know what your goals are in the next 3 years, 4 years, because obviously I'm not going to be a kids coach forever. I want to know that your company is going to go somewhere, do something. What is your mission? What is your vision? So then he told me there is growth, planning to expand, uh, not just KL, but throughout the whole of Malaysia. So we have positions readily available when it happens. So then I asked him, what's the timeline? When do you think you're going to do it? Within the 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? How long do I have to wait? So then he explained to me again, he's targeting maybe 2 years. He gave me the package. And the first thing I did was I went home, I sat down and counted all my expenses. Because realistically, you need to count these things. Because at the end of the day, you still need to be able to put food on the table. You still need to actually live and you still need to go to work. You need to pay for your transportation. I worked it out, bills, expenses, food, entertainment, because, you'll be lying if you didn't leave any money for entertainment because obviously you're going to spend some amount of money for entertainment. And then once I worked it out, I said, okay, I could work with this salary, but I'd probably need another job because the salary was offering, it was less than, it's not even half of my salary at the corporate. But because of my grit, my willingness to leave and to just follow my passion, he gave me the opportunity. After I negotiated with him, I even managed to get a higher basic. And then I told him straight away that I would probably need to get a second job, just a part time. And then he said, it's okay. Since they work flexible hours, he's okay as long as it doesn't clash with any of my work. So that was an opportunity that I made happen. But the circumstances was there. Like I was starting to get bored. I didn't know what to do. I think for around 6 months, I literally did not know what to do. I was just like a zombie. I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to go to work. Even my housemate back then was just like, "Are you okay? Are you still alive? What are you doing? You're just like, are you even gonna go to work?" So I don't know. Something in me just like that. I just sat down. I researched what I wanted, and then I just went and got it. And the opportunity came. And 7 years later, I'm still working in the company. I'm growing with the company. And really, it was the best decision I've made. It was a life changing career moment, life changing personal development. Everyone thought I was crazy. I was in a big position, corporate life. That's where everyone wants to be, right? If they're not an engineer or a doctor, they're going to go into corporate and become the big manager, the big director. But it wasn't for me, and I did something about it. So, sometimes opportunities, they don't come along. You need to make it happen. But there will be circumstances where it's like a domino effect. One thing happens, it will fall into to the point that it's going to happen. But if you don't do anything about it, nothing's going to change. What happens when you have a lot of opportunity coming all at once and you're too scared or you just don't know what to do? If you ask me personally, if that opportunity that came along is something that you're passionate about, is your dream, you've always wanted to do it, I'm always going to say go for it. Because you see all these viral videos. What do you regret most in your life? All these people on their deathbeds and whatnot. They're always going to say that they regret the things that they didn't do. Meaning that what they wanted to do, they just didn't do because they just stuck with their 9 to 5, stuck with their everyday job. They were scared that they didn't have enough income, so basically they didn't take the opportunity to change their life, to take that dream job, to take that, opportunity to own a business or to take that, round the world trip because they thought that if I did it, then my career is going to end. Somebody else is going to come along and take your job and then you'll have nothing. Yes. And to be honest with you, we see a lot in the media that all these happy ever after stories. And there is also a lot of people who end up on the street because they took an opportunity, but they failed. And then they end up on the streets. When you take these opportunities, there are a lot of things to consider. Okay? It's harder when you're already married, have family, because there's a lot more things to consider. Like single people, maybe just, maybe car loan, house loan, food, give some money to parents. Those are the essentials. Like entertainment stuff, we'll live if we don't travel the world or if we don't do our social activities. But then there's married people, they'll have kids. So they can't just drop everything to do what they want when who's going to provide with their kids? They can't just be earning 10,000 a month to pay this, to pay that, and then suddenly drop their lives to do a job that's going to have an income of 4,000 a month. It's unrealistic, but it is doable because it will depend on your support system. That's number one. Actually, that's number two. Number one is depends on you. Whether or not you take opportunities, really, it depends on you. Like I keep saying, it's going to be my theme. If you know yourself, then it's easy. Because like me, I knew myself. That's why I took the opportunity, even though I took the pay cut, more than half of my salary. Why? Because it was my gut feeling. Number one. Number two, I knew that I was willing to work at it. I knew that it was going to cost me a lot, but I was willing to work at it. I was willing to do that job and another job. For 2 years, I worked 7 days a week. 7 days a week because I wanted to do that job, to just keep up until I finally became in a position where I didn't need to have a part-time job. If you know yourself and you know you're willing to do the work, it's going to happen. I believe it. And you should believe in yourself. And yes, what I mean by realistic is have contingencies. Don't just go all in all, blindly spend every single penny that you have on a business startup and expect it to succeed, because it's going to fail. Especially if it's the first business, most likely the first business is going to fail because you need to learn from it, because you're going to go all out listening to everybody, but everybody is not you. Everybody's experience is different. The surroundings, the economy, the things that go viral. If you don't have the contingency, what happens if I fail? Yeah, maybe it's a negative thought, but I feel like it just depends on your take on it. I will plan everything, including what happens if it doesn't work out. How am I going to get the money back? This is for like a business startup. How am I going to get the money back? What am I going to do? Where am I going to work? Will I change the business? Will I look for a corporate job? I mean, if I'm out for 2 years trying to do this, will somebody still employ me? These are the things you need to consider. So opportunity is also depending on you and depending where you are with yourself, how much you understand yourself in your life. Example, if suddenly I inherited 1 million ringgit, if I inherited now, today, I'm pretty sure I know that I'm going to invest it and make more money. I'll go to places, I'll talk to the people. But what if I inherited 1 million ringgit when I was 20? Maybe you can take a guess what I would do. That's right, shopping. Of course, you spend money. You have 1 million ringgit. When you're 20, that's a lot. You think that it's going to last forever. When you're 20, you just got out of your studies. Suddenly you have 1 million ringgit. You're going to shop there, you're going to shop there, you're going to shop there. You probably even won't be smart enough to actually purchase assets like house or car. You'll probably just be like, I'm going to get an iPhone or a laptop, or I'm going to go on holiday and then spend it with all your friends because so much money. So that's an example of when you're not ready for the opportunity. The word isn't good or bad. It's just depending on your take on it. There's a lot of things to consider, like I said. So if you're at a place where you're not quite sure what to do, you're having a lot of opportunities, just consider the facts. Be realistic, plan it out carefully. I know some people will just be like, you know what, this is a dream, but I have a family to take off, so I'm just gonna back away. Even though you have a lot of people supporting you, you always will think to yourself, you'll either think to yourself, oh, are they just really supporting me or want to watch me fail? Or another take is, oh, but if I fail, I will let them down. No, you don't need to think about it. You just don't need to think about people. You need to think about yourself. Yourself and your willingness to do it. If it makes you happy, just do it. I'm not going to be like a gypsy saying, yeah, man, just do it. Just do all happy, love and happy. No. Honestly, I've always done things that I love, that I like and love, but with logic. I'm quite systematic. A lot of my friends are just like, you know what, can you just stop being a robot? Just be like a human and not just be like, 8 o'clock, you need to do this, 9 o'clock, you need to do this. But that's just me. I'll always do what I love. I am here where I am today because I follow my heart. I follow my heart, but I use my brain. I don't follow my heart and empty my brain. Follow your heart, but use your brain. Be smart about it. Okay? And all these sayings, work smart, not hard. People say, work smart and hard. So it's just all your take on it. For everyone who's having opportunities surrounding them and they're not quite sure what to do, break it down. Is it a positive thing? Is it a negative thing? If you want to go for it, consider it, plan it properly. Don't wait too long, because if you wait too long, the opportunity is going to go away. Sometimes opportunity only comes once. So really think about it. For me, if you have a life-changing opportunity, grab it. Grab it and just do it. Plan once, done. Just do it. Don't write the same thing 10 times for 1 month, 2 months. It's going to go. Just do it. The time is always now. So I hope my opinion will help you guys. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks.